Hello everyone and welcome back to Farming Simulator 19. This is a brand new map. I'm going to try to pronounce it. It is Cebu Coco or something like that. It's very hard to pronounce, but look at this thing. It is a work of art. Look at it. There are hundreds of fields here. It is absolutely amazing. I mean, there's just so much to work with. This is what I own starting off. I started off on new farmer mode. And the green here is what I start off with. I haven't really done a whole lot on this map yet, but you can do two brand new animals on this map. You have ducks and you have goats. How awesome is that? Two new animals. This is what you start off with on New Farmer. You have the Fendt 310 Vario. You have the Stara ST Max 105. You have the Bison Supra Z056. You have this little poo-poo HW80 cart that I hate. I'm going to sell that very quickly and buy a different one. You have the header for the Bison. You have this plow here, the 4204, which I'm going to sell. I'm going to sell the cultivator as well, the quad disc. I'm going to sell this seeder, the DB30, or D830, I'm sorry. You have the NovaCat mower, which is awesome. You have a little Zalon loading wagon, and you have a bunch of different enclosures for your animals. You have the cow pasture, the pig enclosure, the goat husbandry, the sheep pasture, the horse paddock, the duck husbandry, the chicken coop, and you have two grain silos, one that has crops in it already, one that does not. You have two bunker silos. You have multiple garages and sheds, a ton of them, because you have several farms set up on New Farmer mode when you start. You also have two fences that you can sell, and you have 4 farmhouses. And that's what you start with on New Farmer. So if you're like me, I sell most of this stuff. So that'll give you another couple $100,000 to work with to get your farm started. So I'm going to sell all the farmhouses, I'm going to sell the fences, I'm going to sell all the garages and sheds. I'm just going to work my way down the line. I'll keep some of the animal enclosures, and I'll keep the bison harvester, and I will keep the little mower and the tractors. But probably other than that, I'm going to sell everything else. The animal enclosures, the goat husbandry uses the same enclosure that the cows do. The ducks use the same enclosure that the chickens do. And as far as feeding them, the ducks will take the same things that the chickens take, and the goats will take almost the same thing as cows, but you don't do total mixed rations. You do silage, and then you do one of a multitude of different kinds of grasses, because this map also has a couple new crops, it has a couple new grains, and it has a couple new grasses. And basically you can get away with the goats just doing silage and regular grass if you want to, or you can cut one of the other kinds of grasses, but you don't have to do all of them. You can just do silage and one type of grass. Alright, so we're going to get started here. I got to see where I'm at. I own 52, 53, 54, and 11. And 52 is ready to roll, so we're going to start with that one. I love the way the bison sounds. It's not a great harvester. The capacity is terrible. The speed sucks. The amount that you can harvest at a time, the width of your header, is garbage. But I love the way this thing sounds. It just sounds amazing. So we're going to get started with a worker here. We're going to let him go ahead and do his thing, because I've got a whole lot of stuff to do to get this farm set up the way I want it. Alright, I need to buy a new trailer. I'm going to go with the TDK 1600. That's kind of my go-to in the beginning of the game. It holds 14,000 liters, and most importantly, it has the solid thing. The Spirit R300S is the seeder I'm going to go with. This thing can direct drill so you don't have to cultivate. That's my go-to to start off with that. But what I was saying is I don't even know what it's called, that rod, that pole that sticks out from it that you attach to your trailer hitch. Whatever the hell that thing is called, it's got a solid one instead of a swivel one. So it's a lot easier to back that trailer up. It'll probably come to me later as I'm editing this exactly what that piece is called, and I'll feel stupid. But for the life of me, I can't think of it right now. Alright, so we're going to go up to the store and get this trailer. Alright, we are here at the shop now. I decided to go ahead and leave the part in of actually getting to the shop because this will be the first time I go there in the series. That way you get to see what it looks like and where it is and everything. It's got a very small opening here. That's going to be a problem for some of the bigger equipment getting it out of here. I don't know why people always do that when they make maps. Why must you have such a small area to leave? It'd be so much easier if it was wide open where we could just drive out, especially when you consider you're going to be buying harvesters with giant headers and all that kind of stuff. I don't like using header trailers, but I'm going to have to just to get it out of the shop. Anyway, I will get back with you when I'm at the farm. Alright, we are back here at the farm now. I'm going to drop this off, probably right in here somewhere. And then I'm going to pick up my loading wagon and start picking up some of this straw. I don't want to leave it lay on the field for a long period of time. I want to get it out of the way so I can replant that field. I will probably plant grass there because I plan on doing goats and ducks for sure on this gameplay. I'm going to try to have both of those done by the end of this first episode. That's my goal. I don't know how attainable that goal is, but I'm going to try. I'll at least have them bought and in the enclosures and have food and water and all that for them. The ducks I'm not going to have to do water, probably. It's most likely going to work just like the chickens, where you just give them the food and that's it. The goats, since they use the cow enclosure, I imagine it'll be kind of the same as the cows. I know that they take silage, and I know that they take one of the grasses. There is no total mixed rations for goats, and I don't think that they produce manure, but I am not sure. I'll have to check that. I haven't bought any yet. All I know is what the description said in the mod hub and what I've been able to see as I've started this game. So we will see what happens. And if I happen to be wrong on any of the information I've given you yet, then I will let you know when I realize I'm wrong. I have no problem admitting that when it happens. This is moving very quickly. I like that. And I also want to say that this map is pretty cool. Driving up to the store was a little bit of a haul. But one thing I really liked about it was that it was wide open. There's a lot of fields on this map, but they are not separated by fences and all that nonsense like some maps are. You can drive right across. And I always try to take a straight line. I don't really follow the roads. I'll drive through people's fields and everything. I don't care. I turn crop destruction off. It's one of the first things I do. So it doesn't bother me at all to drive over fields. I would much rather do that than take some out-of-the-way road that takes me way away from where I'm trying to go. Some people don't like that, but the way I look at it, you play however you want to play. There is no right way and no wrong way. If it is an option to do it, and the game allows you to do it, then it's fair game as far as I'm concerned. Now that being said, I'm not going to be doing any of the money cheats or anything like that on this gameplay. There's the government subsidy mod, I don't do that. I do it sometimes when I play just for fun, but when I'm playing for a series, I'm not going to do the money cheat, because if I did, in 2 episodes I would have absolutely everything I need, and there'd really be no reason to keep playing. So we're going to empty out our little bison here. One nice thing about the bison is that it doesn't take very long for it to get full. And it also does not take very long for it to get back empty. So you don't have to sit here all day, which is nice. I'm going to run over here and make sure what enclosure this is. I think it's the cows, and I'm right. Okay. So that's cows. So the chicken should be right next to it. Let me see. I'm going to sell the horse paddock. I'm going to sell the cow enclosure too. See, I'll get rid of the sheep pasture. I'm keeping the pigs. I'm keeping the goats. Okay. Because I want to put a big silo right here. That's why I sold that. Because I figure since I'm going to be doing goats, and they're pretty much the same as the cows, with the exception of total mixed rations, there's really no reason to do them both right in the beginning. If I feel like doing cows later, I can always, if this thing will fit. If I sold that and it will not fit here, I'm going to be a little bit disappointed in myself. It's got to fit somewhere. Come on. Aha! We'll put it over here. Now I'll lose a little bit of grass here by doing this, but that's not an issue because, like I said, there's like almost 200 fields or something on this map. So I'm sure that there'll be plenty of opportunities to get grass. Just trying to find a spot to put this where it is as level as possible, so that it's easy to drive up onto the grate there to unload. That looks pretty good. Okay, that'll do. And then if I'm not mistaken, this is going to be the chicken coop. Let me make sure of that. Yep, chicken coop. Okay, so that means that the pigs are over by my other silo. And that means that the goats will be all the way on the other side of the map, and the ducks should be there with the goats. Because when I looked at the map in the beginning, I saw 2 enclosures over there, so that has to be where those are. So we're going to head over there. I'm going to make a pit stop here at the other grain silo and go ahead and fill up my barley, because there are crops that are in that grain silo. You start with them on new farmer mode, so I'm going to go ahead and utilize that. Get the rest of the barley out of there if I can, or at least fill up the trailer. And I'm going to go over to the other side of the map and buy some goats and some ducks. Obviously, I'll have to start with ducks because they're going to be the ones that eat the barley, not the goats. Alright, we still have about 2,600 liters left in the silo. And I doubt we use all of this over there for the ducks, but we'll see. It really all depends on how many ducks you can have in the enclosure that's over there. Alright, we are here on the other side of the map. There are 2 animal enclosures here. I believe this first one is going to be the ducks. And I think that one over there is going to be the goats. Look at that, rabbits. You see that? There's rabbits in the duck enclosure. There was rabbits in the chicken one too, I saw, when I checked that one. Okay, we got white, brown, and black ducks. I think the white are the prettiest, so we're going to go with the white. And they only cost 80 bucks a piece. They're not going to sell for much of anything, so I'm just going to fill it up. Alright, so we have a full enclosure. Look how cute those things are. They are adorable. I'm going to take a picture. That'll be the thumbnail to this video. I like that. They look really cool. I'm so excited about this. Can't wait to see what the goats look like. Alright, so we're going to feed them this barley. See how much of this they take. Not a lot at all. Alright, let's roll over here and check the thing. Okay, they take wheat, barley, rye, or triticale, whatever the hell that is. Some new kind of grain. Alright, so that's all the ducks need. They are good to go. So I'm going to head back over to the main farm and dump the rest of this barley in the silo. I'm going to stop by the other silo and try to get the rest of that barley in here before I do, but I'll see you back at the main farm. Alright, we are back here at the main farm. I need to drop off this barley over here in the silo and then empty out my guy. There is 146 liters of barley left in that other silo, which means I'm going to have to make another trip just to get the rest of it. I might as well go ahead and buy these chickens too. We got white, black, brown, and roosters. I think I'll go brown. I like the way the brown chickens look. So once again, just like with the ducks, we're going to fill them up. These are $30 cheaper a piece than the ducks are. And so I imagine the ducks' eggs will be a little bit better paying than the chickens. But we'll have to see how that works out. I'm guessing that they're going to show up in boxes just like the chickens' eggs do. That seems to make sense to me. But once again, we'll find out. I know the goats will be producing milk, just like the cows do. Yep, everything is good with both of the ducks and the chickens, so we are a go for the goats next as soon as we get this done. I just need to empty him out again, and then I'm going to probably buy a trailer load of grass and take over with me. I will be cutting my own grass and making my own silage in this series, and I will be growing all my own crops to feed the ducks and the chickens, and also I'm probably going to be doing pigs, so I will be growing everything to feed them as well. But to get the goats started, because I want to get them started right away, I'm just going to buy a trailer of each to get them going. And then I will cut them as I go and build up a supply. The nice thing about the Buy Anything mod is that you can get pretty much anything in the game for cheaper than you can buy it anywhere else. So, like with a lot of the crops, you can harvest a whole field of crops, sell it, and then rebuy it from the Buy Anything mod, the same amount you sold, and you'll still end up making money. So that's always a consideration as well. But I've got to buy one of these Buy Anything mods, because I don't have one yet. It's a multi-filling station, and I'm going to put it right here beside this silo if I can. That's where I want to put it. If I can get it to let me. That's good enough. That'll do. Alright, we're going to fill up with grass, and then we're going to head all the way back across the map again so that I can buy the goats. I'm probably going to put one of these over there on that side of the map as well, along with a Sell Anything mod over there, because I really don't want to have to drive all the way across the map anytime I want to buy or sell something. So I think it'll be better just to have a set of those over there as well. So I'm heading all the way back across, so I will see you when I get there. Alright, we are back here on the other side of the map where the ducks and the goats are And we're about to find out if I'm right about this being the goat pen or not. I'm hoping I'm right, because otherwise I drove way across the map for nothing. Yep, so we got brown goats, white goats, and black goats. I think I'm going to go with the black goat, because I did brown chickens, I did white ducks, so I'll go with black goats. I kind of like his face, that's kind of cool looking. Kind of spotted. So with this, I'm not going to fill up. I'm only going to buy maybe $20,000 worth, because they're a little more pricey, and I'm going to be selling these. Once they reach their full population, I'll sell a few and keep doing that so I make a little bit of money off selling them as well. So I only want to buy $20,000 worth, which was 53 of them. They take silage and then one of the grasses, just like I thought. So we're going to check and see what the total is. 70 is the max population. So that's good. We're at 53. We've only got 17 more to go before we're full. We'll let them breed up to that point, and then we'll sell so many of them at a time. I don't know if I'll buy a trailer to do that or if I'll just sell them right at the pen. I don't know yet. I'm going to put in this filling station. Now you can see that's starting off at the main farm. I got to go all the way across the map with this. You'll get to see just how far away the goats and the ducks are from my main farm. It is quite a drive. Now this moves extremely fast, where the tractor does not. So you can imagine how long this took to drive across here over and over and over again. So right over here is where the pens are. And I don't own it, do I? Are you kidding me? I don't own this land yet. I got to buy it. Well, that was anticlimactic, wasn't it? Okay, so we're going to buy this, and then we'll try to place it. See, it's way down here. Oh, that's not bad. $45,000. That's not that bad. All right, so now we own that land, so we're going to try this again. I should start here now. Awesome. So I don't have to go all the way back across the map again. And I think I'm going to put them right over here across from the ducks. It's a nice little open space for them. And I can kind of fill up and dump as I come in and out, which is going to be nice. Just going to make sure I got it kind of straight. That's close enough. Alright, so we're going to finish dumping this, and then I got to put a sell anything mod beside it, the multi-selling station. We're going to put that right beside it. Now with this mod, you can sell anything here that is in the game, basically. So you don't have to go to a separate sell point for straw and the cereal crops and the corn and all that. You don't have to go to a separate thing for the milk. You can sell everything here, which is brilliant. Those two mods, the buy anything and the sell anything mods, the multi-buying station and multi-selling station is what they're called. These are a must-have on every map I play. I always set these up because it makes life so much easier. I mean, yes, you're still paying for the things you're buying, and when you sell things, it's just a sell point, but being able to do it right at your farm and not having to go all the way across the map to do it is unbelievable. You don't understand just how much that changed everything. Those were game-changing mods completely. All right, so now we have a trailer full of silage that I just bought, and we are going to give that to the goats as well. And then that will fill the goats up. They should be good to go because I gave them grass, and now they're getting silage, so that should be all they need. Now, as I said, you can give them any one of the multitude of grasses that are on this game. There's like 3 or 4 different kinds of grass now. You have alfalfa on this. You have some grass that starts with an L that I can't quite pronounce. You have one other kind of grass as well, I believe. We'll check that out later on because I'm going to go ahead and sell this and head back across the map because it should be about time to empty out my worker again. But we'll go through and do a full look at all the different grass and the new crop types and everything like that, either later on in this episode or we'll do it in the next episode, one of the two. So I got a whole lot to do in this one. I decided to go ahead and stop here at this silo since it's on my way and get the rest of this barley out. It's only 146 liters, but this will save me a trip just to get it. Since I'm going back anyway to get the rest of the barley from the worker, I might as well stop by and grab this because it's on the way back to the farm. Eventually I'm going to take everything out of that silo and move it over to the silo that's at my main farm, and then I'll be selling that silo off. And then probably putting the cow pen back there. So I'll have cows and pigs in that one area, if it'll fit. If it won't fit, then maybe I'll sell the pig enclosure there and just put a large pig enclosure there. Or maybe I'll go with the cows there. We'll see. Because I will be making silage and I will be cutting a bunch of different grasses and stuff for the cows. Or for the goats rather, so the cows can eat that as well. So maybe I'll go with cows. Maybe I'll do both. We'll see what happens. If I can fit both there, I'm going to do that. Even if it's a little bit of a smaller enclosure than the bigger one. I still think that would be beneficial because I would have both instead of just the one. Now this map has a lot of trees that are right on the fields. And that causes your worker to miss quite a bit. So that is something I'm going to have to deal with. I'm going to have to cut down all these trees. I most likely won't cut them down with a chainsaw. I will probably buy a piece of equipment that can just get rid of the trees. It's kind of pricey, so it might be a while. But I'm definitely going to get rid of them because I don't like having trees right on the fields because it makes your worker miss stuff, and that sucks. Because then you got to go back after your worker's already done and pick up all the stuff he missed. It just makes everything take longer. I mean, it looks nice, don't get me wrong, but as far as a practical playing of the map, it's kind of a pain in the butt. Because you just have to constantly go around it, you know? You're going to have to either use a worker and pick up what he doesn't grab because of the stupid trees, or you're going to have to manually do a headland around every single field just to keep the worker going without missing stuff. For those who don't know what a headland is, I'm going to do one on the next field to kind of stop this from happening. Essentially what it is you just drive around the outside of the field, all different sides, and you harvest one line going all the way around the field. And what that does is it makes sure that your worker doesn't stop and turn and do all kinds of stupid things because there's a tree in the way. It's also handy if you're dealing with a field that is like on the side of a cliff or something, or next to water where you don't want your worker to drive out into the water or drive off the cliff, because the workers are kind of stupid and sometimes they'll do that. You'll put a worker going and you'll think, cool, he'll get that done, and then you'll come back to him to see how he's doing, and he done drove off a cliff or drove down into the woods or is in the middle of a damn pond or something. So doing headlands will prevent that, because your worker will come across this area that's already been harvested and he will turn and go back the way he came on the next row. He won't keep going. At least that's the theory. It works most of the time. Now every once in a while you will still have a worker who is bound and determined to destroy your equipment. That's just going to happen. There's nothing you can do about that. That's part of the AI of the game. For whatever reason, they just sometimes they hire people that aren't too bright and they just screw everything up. And believe it or not, as frustrating as it can be sometimes, it does lead to some pretty funny moments sometimes. I watched a worker on Goldcrest Valley drive completely off the field, up onto the railroad tracks, and get hit by a train. And my tractor went flying through the air, flipping, and ended up upside down in the middle of the woods. Now, it was just dumb luck that I happened to switch to the worker at the moment when he was driving up to the railroad tracks, and I was thinking, what the hell is he doing? And I almost stopped the worker and turned him around, but I kind of saw what was coming, and I thought, well, let's see how this plays out. I wanted to see if the worker was dumb enough to actually drive in front of the train, and he was. That is exactly what he did. Drove right in front of the train and destroyed my tractor. Now, the tractor still works, but it does kind of mess up your maintenance level a little bit, and you have to take it in and repair it. But it's not the end of the world. It doesn't cost much to repair your vehicles, and there's a setting you can turn it to where you don't have to worry about that as much. That's a nice thing about this game too, is there's a lot of different optional things that you can turn on or off in the settings. Alright, so that is the headland done. So now I should be able to hire this worker, and for the most part he should not miss anything. He might miss a tiny bit here or there, but he shouldn't. We'll see. We will judge how well this worked when the field is closer to done. Now we have to get all of this picked up off this field so that I can replant this. I'm probably going to plant this with regular grass. That's my game plan. I have one field up by the silo up there that is already planted in that one of those other kinds of grasses. I think it's the one that starts with L, but I'm not sure. But it's already planted, so I'll be able to go ahead and mow that and pick it up and all that kind of stuff and put that in a silo to go towards feeding my goats. But I want to have a field of normal grass so that I can mow it and make silage out of it. I'm most likely going to go with the silage baler. I think that's the plan I'm going to have. Simply because I don't really want to try to find room to put a bunker silo in, and I don't want to buy the biogas plant just to make silage to feed my goats. That might be something we end up having to do if the silage baler idea doesn't work out. Sometimes it will not accept bales. There are a couple different mods for the cows. Different enclosures that you can download. And at least one of them that I have downloaded and tried to play with will not accept bales of any type. So when that happens, you're just kind of up a creek if you're baling everything. Now, the solution to that is to buy the mixing wagon and just simply put your bales in a mixing wagon and turn it on, and that will break them down into loose again, and you can feed your cows or your goats or whatever you're trying to do. So that is another option. I like the silage baler because it's instant. All you have to do is bale it, and it wraps it, and then it's automatically silage. I like that. You don't have to sit there and drive back and forth and back and forth and back and forth to compress it and wait until it's ready and then pick it back up and all that. You just pick it up once and you're done with it. Alright, so we are doing rye on this field. So this is also going to be able to feed our ducks and our chickens. So we'll definitely be storing this. I'm going to try to store the majority of the stuff that I grow. One thing I might do is go ahead and sell it and then buy the trailer full again from the Buy Anything mod of the same crop and put that in my silo, because I'm going to be able to buy it for cheaper than I can sell it for. So if I go ahead and sell the crops and then buy them back, I'll actually make money off each load, which in the beginning of this game is necessary. Now this mod here is awesome. This is the Missy B liquid transport mod. This thing is unbelievable. It will take every single liquid in the game. Absolutely brilliant. I had to buy that because I just realized I never gave my goats any water, so they're probably getting pretty damn thirsty. So I'm going to drive up here to the shop and grab this, and I will see you back at the goat pen. Alright, we are back here with the goats. I'm going to go ahead and buy a load of water from the Buy Anything mod. Eventually I'm going to put a well in over here somewhere so that I don't have to buy the water. But for right now, this will do. I'm going to drive around the back here and come up on the side where the water trough is. I'm definitely going to be getting rid of all these trees because they're just kind of in the way. They kind of obscure my view, so I can't really see what I'm doing. Alright, here we are, and we're going to fill up the water for these guys so they can get a drink. Sorry, fellas. I did not realize that I had forgotten to give you water. That was not very kind of me. So now we're going to be heading back. Now what you just witnessed was pretty much par for the course for me. I crash a lot. I'm constantly flipping my tractors. But as you can see, I'm very good at getting them back on their wheels again. That's because I flip them constantly. I probably flip at least once every episode. Especially if I'm dealing with something where there's hills and stuff like that. On Goldcrest Valley, on that gameplay I'm doing, where I have my farm set up is on the big field up on top of the cliff where the animal dealer is. And instead of driving all the way around, I just drive directly down that cliff each time. And I've flipped it I don't know how many times doing that. Pretty much once an episode I flip on Goldcrest Valley. So we'll see how I do on this one. Alright, we are coming back up on the main farm. And our worker is still going, so I'm going to go over here and try to get to work on... Nope, he just stopped. Alright, we'll empty him out first, and then we'll get to work on the straw. My goal for the end of this episode is to get all of the straw off the first field that I harvested, and we might even get this field all the way harvested. We'll see. We are right now... I don't know, it's going to be tight, guys. I'm at 53 minutes right now. I've got 7 minutes left in this episode. That is a lot of work to do in 7 minutes, but we'll see what we can do. I don't know what the actual time is on the video that you're watching. That is completely up to Future James. He's the one that does the editing. I'm the one that does the play. So, for me, I'm at 53 minutes, a little bit past that now. He'll edit out the driving and edit it all together and do whatever he does. So whatever I have done in the future will determine what the time is for you right now in your present. But your present is my future because I'm in your past. If that makes any sense to you. So if those numbers don't match what you're looking at on your screen, you can blame Future James. He is the guy that screwed all that up for you. I told you the truth. Alright, we are almost done with this field. And we might even get that other field harvested all the way. That would be awesome. We just hit 54 minutes here. So I think this is going to be something that's accomplishable. I'll definitely be able to get this field done before the end of the episode, and I'll even start getting the straw off the other one. Eventually I'm going to be buying the pellet machine, and I will be making pellets out of all the straw. Some I'll sell for profit, and some I'll just use. When I get the pigs going, and cows going if I do, I will need straw for both of those, so once that happens, I'll be using it. But you can fit a whole lot more straw if you do it as pellets, because it compresses it down. So it takes a lot less to fill up your animals. And the reason I chose this silo is because it will hold the straw pellets. It'll hold all the other fruit types and everything as well. But it also holds the straw pellets and the hay pellets. The other big silo complex that's multi-fruit that I normally use does not take the straw pellets or the hay pellets. So I've had to stop using that and start using this one. But this silo is really cool too. It doesn't take up as much room. It doesn't have as much capacity. The one I normally use has like a 900,000 liter capacity, and this one only has a 500,000 liter capacity. But I can always buy extensions to raise that up, which we might end up doing. Although 500,000 liters is a whole lot, so I probably don't need any more than that, to be honest with you. There's no reason to store more than that, because that'll be multiple fill-ups for your animals. A couple more lines and this straw will be finished. And then next episode I will get this planted with regular grass. That is something that I will accomplish next episode. And we're going to see if we can't get that other field finished by the end of this episode. There will still be straw on it. I will not get all the straw picked up, but I might get it all harvested by the end. We're still looking at 3 minutes left, so I'll have to see where he is. But I've only got this one little line left on this field of straw, so this is a done deal here. I'll probably go ahead and empty this into the silo. That way I start the other one fresh with an empty loading wagon. I'm also going to be doing contracts and stuff like that to make some money. There are tons of fields, so I imagine there's going to be a lot of contracts to do, which is really awesome for some of the quick ones like the fertilizations and stuff like that. The fertilizing contracts are going to be easy as hell to do, and there's going to be a lot of them, which is awesome. So we should be able to make some pretty good money with the contracts on this map. My overall thoughts after my first episode on this map: I like this map a great deal. I love the new animal types. That is awesome. I can't wait to play and see how they work and all of that. I love the fact that there's so many fields. I love the fact that it's wide open. The only problem I have with this map so far is all the trees that are right on the field, which mess up the workers, and also the shop. The shop having that tiny gate is going to be a problem. It's going to be a big problem that I'm going to have to try to deal with. But other than that, this is an amazing map. So we are getting very close to the end here. So if you enjoyed this episode, please think about hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel if you have not already. And I just want to say thank you for watching. I hope that you're enjoying this series. I'm certainly enjoying this map. And I will see you on the next episode. Until I speak to you again, love many, trust few, and do harm to none. God loves you, and so do I. Bye-bye.